Good morning, everybody. It's 10:25, and I've already got all my running around done. Thank goodness, because it's going to be so hot out there again today. And yesterday, when I did a video and talked about the heat and thunderstorms, and it was storming then, and the temperatures dropped by about 20 degrees after that storm, and so that was a bit of relief. And I got all my running done today, done my grocery shopping, done everything I had to do, and I'm back home now. And you could really feel the humidity in the air outside at even 10 o'clock this morning because it was getting real steamy. So I am real glad to be home. And I'm going to get a little bit of laundry done and blah, blah, blah. And had to go yesterday and get a new refrigerator. Last week, the kids had to get a new water heater. A couple of weeks ago, they saw water in their laundry room floor and thought it was coming from the washer. So Joe turned the washer upside down and everything, looking for a leak, couldn't find one, and come to find out it's coming from the water heater. They had to buy a new water heater and have it installed, and it cost a little over $800 altogether to have all that done. And then that was an unexpected expense on their part. And then I know the other night, I had went and got me something to drink out of the refrigerator. Well, I got up during the night and I stopped by the refrigerator to get me something to drink, and I thought, well, I thought I put that water in here a lot sooner than that because it wasn't that cold. So I just shrugged it off and went on bed. And the next day when I came home from work, I opened the refrigerator door and grabbed my water, and it was just as warm as if it had been sitting out all day. I said, what the hell? So my refrigerator went out. My freezer still works fine, though, thank God, because my freezer, I've got a big freezer, and it stays packed. Luckily, that has not been affected. That wasn't affected. So, but yeah, I had to clean my refrigerator out and everything. Went shopping and got another one yesterday. So, that's 2 weeks and 2 unexpected expenses between me and the kids. And so I hope nothing else pops up anytime soon. Joe cut the grass the other day, and he stepped on a bee somehow, but I put a picture of him on Facebook of the bee stings. He's got like 7 or 8 bee stings along his ankle where he was hopping around in the yard with that. He didn't have on any socks. He had on a pair of raggedy old shoes, and the bee got down in his shoe and stung the piss out of him several times. And Joe does not like bees. It's a good thing he's not allergic to them because it stings the shit out of him. But anyway, I think I've only been stung. I think I've been stung twice in my entire life. Can you believe that? I'm 52 years old. I've been stung twice in my life. One time I stepped on a bee when I was barefoot. That's right after my daughter was born, so that's been like 30 years ago, probably about 32 years ago. And then another time, remember these things that they used to have back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, the halter tops? I used to love to wear those things. And I had on a halter top, and I was driving home, and I lived on a hill to where, you lean up like this to look when you get to the top of the hill, and then I could sit back. And I sat back and leaned back on a wasp, and it stung the piss out of me, and that hurt. It's the only 2 times I've ever been stung. Now watch me get stung today. No, I lied. I take that back. I got stung one other time, and I'm not sure whether it was by a bumblebee. I believe it was by a bumblebee because I killed one in my house right after that. But I had come home from work, and I had gone over to I was over there at the TV for something. I think I picked up the remote and I was flipping the channels. And I felt something right here on my chin. And I did like that, thinking it was a piece of hair. And I felt it again, and I did like that again. And then I felt like something moving, or it stung me. And I did like that, and I couldn't get it off of me. I could feel the legs and stuff on me, but yet I couldn't see what it was. And so I started hitting and doing like that, and it stung me. And it hurt bad. It hurt real bad. And it was a little while after that I'd seen a bumblebee laying on my floor. And so I finished it off and then threw it away. But that hurt. Man, it swelled up. It hurt. But anyway. yet, like I was saying, it's going to be another scorcherous day. Other than that, it's a lovely day. I've been making some posts on Facebook about my friend Ethel, who was diagnosed less than on the 26th of May. She was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, and she goes for her first chemotherapy treatment today. And I think it's going to be a 4-hour treatment. And I'm going to think about her all day. And it's bad enough. Everything is bad enough, but what makes it so bad is the way it came to be. It was just so sudden. She seemed like she was fine. She still seemed like she's fine. She had no idea that she was so sick. And when her breast became sore, she thought her little girl had kicked her in sleep. Until she found a knot on it, and she went and had it checked, and it was breast cancer. And then they did all the tests and found it was stage 4, and it spread through 94% of her body. So today, and by the way, do have your breast exams for everybody out there, and don't wait, because she had just turned 31 years old. So they say that it's a good thing after 40 to have a yearly mammogram, but just have your mammograms. And if your insurance don't pay for it, just go ahead and have them earlier than that anyway, if you can. I know a lot of you can't, but if you can. So, because I think insurance is going to stop paying for mammograms until age 50 now. They used to say age 40. Now they're saying age 50. So, with all this insurance stuff going into place with the president and stuff, a lot of things are changing, and that's going to be one of them. And she had just turned 31, like I said, but the doctor said that cancer has been in her body for at least a year or more, which would mean that she's had breast cancer since she was in her at least maybe 29. So one never knows. But she had her portacath put in right here under her collarbone the other day, and it's like yay long, and that's where they're going to pump the chemo in at. And it's going to be a long, hard road for her to battle. The doctor is saying that she's going to drop 100 pounds and she's going to lose her hair. Well, that generally happens when you have chemo anyway. But I've got a Facebook friend of mine, Susan, who had chemo for her breast cancer, and I believe she said she didn't lose her hair. She said her hair just turned gray. So... But losing your hair, I guess, would be a shock for most women. But in these days and times, you can always do something about that. You got hats, you got scarves, you got wigs. You can always do something to cover up hair loss. So she shouldn't worry about that. I found a thing online the other night. I was looking up on doing some cancer research online about the wigs, prosthetic wigs, and stuff for cancer patients, and they've got a site especially devoted to that. So that's a good thing to know. So she can get her some stuff from there, and then our another friend of ours, Antoinette, is going to buy her some scarves and stuff. So, but I hope she does okay with her chemo. I'm going to be thinking about her all day long today, and it's really going to be. It's going to be kind of rough for her too now, because today's the last day of school, and she's got a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old. So, but she's got plenty of friends and plenty of family that's willing to help her out in her time of need. And so, everybody just take care of your health. And if you think something, like she said, if you think something's wrong, have it checked. Don't wait. So. But I'll be thinking about her, and just keep her in your prayers. And I know my mom died of lung cancer. My mom was diagnosed in September of 2005 and died in December of 2005 on New Year's Eve, like 3.5 months later. But lung cancer is, they say by the time lung cancer is caught, then it's basically too late for lung cancer. So, and then my husband died of cancer, but My husband had cancer surgery in '98, and he was in remission for 4 years, and then it just came back, and then he died in December of 2002. So cancer is a very scary thing. Just one never knows. It seems to me like people are developing cancer earlier and earlier in life. When I was young, you barely ever heard of cancer. I think when the whole time I was growing up, I know my grandmother had breast cancer, and then I had Uncle Clarence that died of cancer. And those are the only two people that I ever heard of when I was growing up that ever had cancer. And now it seems like every time you turn around, somebody has cancer. And this is weird. You know, they tend to say, well, if you smoke, you're going to get cancer. What about all these celebrities and people, or even old people you see out, in the streets, smoking and puffing, and they live to a ripe old age and never develop cancer? I think, and this is just my opinion, I think things are either genetically prone or you have a gene in your body. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to pass it to your family. It doesn't necessarily mean that, if you have a relative that's got it, that you're going to get it. It's something genetic in our makeup that develops later on in life. That's what I think. Or it could be, and that could be, it could be stemming from even the foods that we eat. Look at all the pesticides and all the weird things that they put on the crops. And you never know what the animals are eating, and then we turn around and eat that animal. You never know. You just never know. So henceforth, and that's kind of like a catch-22, because, you got to eat. If you don't eat, you're going to starve to death. And if you do eat, you don't know what you're eating. That could make you sick and give you some kind of disease. You just don't know. So, it's catch-22. Anyway, I think that's all I got to talk about today, and until next time, bye-bye.